Good Tuesday morning to you folks. This is you know who and you know where, but I'm going to tell you again anyway. This is the dark side of the moon over here because I don't have a well lighted studio and I'm too cheap to do anything about it. Enough said about that. It is August the 16th, 2016, Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's a light rain outside. That's why it's a little dark in here. And that's why this is the dark side of the moon over here. But anyway, I did try to go walking. I went walking. I took my umbrella and went for a little ways, and then it didn't work out because naturally I got about 150 yards from my place, and here it came. So here I came right back, like a little drowned rat. So I had a comment, and this is a different comment, and I thought, well, I'll respond. The comment was related to whether I think probably in my travels and growing up and different things, had I ever seen anything like a Bigfoot or a Yeti or a ghost or a UFO? And that's a good question because a lot of people say they've seen those things. Now, I don't, as far as Bigfoot, nope. Yeti, nope. Ghosts, doubt it. No, we'll go with no on that one. Now, UFO though, two times. Actually, I'm a space alien. I've been to Mars. You saw that. But anyway, when I was a child in Kennedy, Texas, we lived on a farm, of course, out in the country in the middle of nowhere. And one morning I was walking by myself. Of course, this is a young memory, but I do remember it. And I remember it was filed in there. I was out walking and I heard what sounded like wind blowing, but it was a calm morning. And I looked around, didn't see anything, and all of a sudden I looked up and there was just a silver, huge silver disc that just went right by me, gone. And anyway, I don't even know if I ever told anybody. Might have told my sister, I don't know. But anyway, that was probably the first semi UFO type experience. What was it? I don't know. Could have been, a million things. Could have been just a child's imagination. I doubt it. I don't know what it was. It was strange. Anyway, so that was one. And two is about 4 years ago, approximately, I was staying out in Big Bend area near Alpine, Texas. It's way out in far west Texas. And when you when you leave Alpine, Texas on 118 going towards Big Bend, the national park, you go up over the mountain, so to speak. You get up into elevation. It's about 6,000 feet in elevation there. And just over the mountain to the left is a little RV park called La Vista. And at that time, they had very few visitors. It was not much there, and that's why I stayed there. It was because there was always very few people there. And this time there was me and one other RV on the other end. And I was planning on staying there for a month, which I did. And but anyway, out there at night, it is so crystal clear, like most desert climates, that the stars just, it looks like you can reach out and touch them. In fact, you can go walking on a starlit night, without a moon. It's that bright. So anyway, I'd been there about a week, and in the evenings, what I'd do is I'd sit out sometimes after dark and watch the stars, and think about all the meaning of the universe and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, one night I'd already gone to bed. It was after midnight. And of course, when you're sleeping in an RV, you're right by the window. Okay, you're right there. My head was like right there. And anyway, it was after midnight. And anyway, it was like the car lights were shining in my window or so. So I woke up and I looked, and there was no car lights. So I thought, I wonder what that was. So I thought, well, maybe somebody's driving around the RV park. So I got up, I went to the door, went outside, Looked around, didn't see anybody. And I thought, well, that's kind of strange because that sure was a bright light. And so I had my chair outside, and it was a beautiful evening. So I sat down there for a minute. I sat down there for a minute, thinking about, what could have woken me up. And about that moment, over to my right, which would have been southwest, I guess, maybe south, yeah, southwest, where I was, we were up on a mountain, and then it kind of goes down in the valley and then back up over the mountains again. It's in the, I guess it's the Davis Mountains, but behind one of the mountains, it looked like there were lights. And I thought, well, that's strange because there's no highway back in there. And all of a sudden, a big light came up to the top of the mountain, looked like just a big ball of light, okay? And stayed there for a few seconds and then shot directly to the east and stopped and then disappeared. And I thought, that's pretty damn interesting. And but they also have out there the what are called the Marfa lights, and a lot of people go out there because it's like an aurora borealis type of effect. And I've seen those too, and they're different. And I'll talk about those in a second. But this particular evening, the light disappeared, gone. And so I got up. I thought, well, I'll go back in. I couldn't figure out what it was. I thought, well, I guess I'll have to ponder that one for a while. So I go back in, lay down in bed, and I'm looking out the window, and that bright light came back across the open area between me and the mountains, probably about, it looked like it was about a half a mile away from where I was, and stopped again. But this time it not only stopped, it came straight towards where I was. And then just went poof, straight up, gone, never saw it again. Was that a UFO? Who knows? If it was, so what? They didn't even say hello. I mean, they didn't even talk to me. How rude. I mean, I was waving and everything. No. But anyway, that would be what I would consider my possible time to have seen what might have been an unidentified flying object. It was certainly unidentified. It certainly was flying, and it certainly did get the hell out of Dodge. So that was that. And now, the next thing is in that area between Alpine and Marfa, Texas. I don't know what highway it is, maybe 290, but they're both little towns. The population of Alpine's about 5 or 6 thousand. The population of Marfa is about 2 or 3 thousand. They're about 24 miles apart approximately. And elevation at Alpine's about 5,500 feet. Elevation at Marfa is about 6,000 feet. And if you're going from Alpine to Marfa, on the left, they actually have a little building there, and it's a site where you can go in the evenings and hopefully get a look at what are called the Marfa, M-A-R-F-A, Marfa lights. You can do a Google search and see what it's all about. And but years ago, when I used to go out there, they didn't have that little building that they have now for visitors because they got restrooms and stuff there. They kind of commercialized it, so to speak. But what it is, and you can see them from different areas. That's not the only spot. It's not like that's the spot, but you can see them from other parts of the Big Bend area. And but I was there one evening, and what I saw were like little orange balls about, I don't know, several miles away. Distance-wise, I really couldn't tell you. But they kind of moved. There was like 4 of them, and they just kind of moved, and then they disappear. What causes that? They say it's an atmospheric thing that kind of like the aurora borealis, an electrified field of molecules, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, it's interesting. And then another time I was staying at, it was a, it was the Woodward Ranch, which is towards Big Bend off 118. It's out in the middle of nowhere, but it's on a ranch. People go there looking for what's called Texas agate, and it's a gemstone. But they also have like 3 RV spots there, and the ranch is, it's off the road about 5 miles and down a dirt road and over a hill and a mountain and stuff. It's in the middle of nowhere, but I loved it. And again, it was the Marfa lights that I saw there again. And it's just atmospheric phenomena. Cut, cut, atmospheric, spheric phenomena. If you have a list, don't try to say atmospheric phenomena. And I don't have, but anyway, so those are all the only unusual things I've seen that were uh, out of the ordinary. Other than that, I've seen some unusual people. A lot of those, me included. Don't do that. I know what you're thinking. Oh, anyway, it's Tuesday morning. I'm just getting rolling. It's 8:10 a.m. Thumbs up, carpe diem, adios. This is the dark side of the moon. Thumbs up, carpe diem, adios. Bye, 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 bye. Hard to do that, guys. Hard to do that. Anyway, y'all have a good day. I'll have a good day. And I may do something else later if I can think of anything. I'm suffering from video block. So bye.